Okay, so in this video, we're looking at question 3 from Matrices from the 2018 Further Maths NHT Exam 2. So in question 3, we've got 3 farmers, and they've each placed orders for 3 different types of fertilizers, which we've called K, N, and P. And this matrix here shows the amount of fertilizer in tons ordered by farmer A and farmer B. So when we get to question A, what it looks saying is they each paid a total of 16,000 each. So what we're saying essentially is for 2 tons of K, 4 tons of N, and 2 tons of P, it's cost us 16,000. And when farmer B, he's got the same amount of K, but he's got 5 more. He got an extra ton of N, but 1 less ton of P. It still cost him 16,000. So the best way to look at this is it's basically saying that in a sense you can almost ignore that for the moment because they're both the same. And what we're saying is of these, I've still got 6 tons. I've got 6 tons total of my fertilizer from the 2 different types, but I've also got 6 tons here of the total of that fertilizer. Okay, but they've both given the same amount. So basically what that's saying is that N and P, those fertilizers, are the same price. That's what we can conclude from that. All right, so let me just write that, at the same price. All right, so let's go on to part B and part C. So in part B, we've got let's get the price per ton of these. The total cost of 2 orders can be summarized by this matrix. Explain why this this equation cannot be solved using the matrix inverse method. In a sense, there's 2 ways of explaining this, and they're both going to give you the same answer. What we're saying is this is a 2 by 3. It's a 2 by 3 matrix. Okay, so we can say as the lead matrix is 2 by 3, and therefore not square. Remember, it has to be a square to do an inverse. It does not have an inverse. Not have an inverse. Okay. An alternative explanation for that would be to say a 3 by 3 matrix. So that would have been that 2, 4, 2, 2, 5, 1. It'd have to be another row underneath. 3 by 3 matrix is required to find an inverse. An inverse. Okay. All right. So that's question A. Question B. Let's look at question C. The matrix equation below shows the fertilizer orders for order farmers. It says complete the matrix equation by filling in the missing elements. So what we have to look at here is this is a matrix equation. So remember, this is in the form of AX B. So if you think about that, that's the AX equals B, which if we want to solve for X, so X, Y, Z, which is what we've got here, it's in, so therefore you'd have to write it A equals 8, so X equals A to the negative 1B, and this is what we've got here. So we've got X, A to the negative 1B. So all you're having to do for this equation is to take this and do the inverse. So I've got to do the inverse of that. And so what you get when you inverse it, so here I've got it from a calculator. So what I'm going to get here is, this is my value. Then I inverse it, and this is the matrix I get. And as you can see, on the second row, the values are the same. The third row, the values are the same. So what we've got at the top is we'd write -2, 1, and 3. So now we're looking at determining the cost in dollars of 1 ton of P. So what we have to look at here for this question is where we're actually solving for X, Y, and Z. So we've got to solve. Let me highlight it. We've got to solve this equation now. Okay. And when you put this in the calculator, what you get is, remember, this is your, this is your a to negative 1, this is your b, and this is basically your x over here. So what corresponds to this over here is your x, y, z, and if we're told x, y, and z, and that what we wanted p was z, so that's this one here. Okay, so determine the cost in dollars of the 1 ton of freight, which is P. So you're solving for that one there. So your answer is going to be $1,500. Okay, and so that's how you would answer that question.